why wouldn't they use Force lightning against their enemies? I mean, they can't say that they must refrain from using the power because it's too evil, when we have Obi-Wan slicing Anakin in several pieces with his lightsaber, which is deemed justified. Now, the real reason why Jedi don't use Force lightning isn't for the reason just stated. Well, not entirely. It's actually because they simply can't. Well, not properly, at least. I mean, there was one Jedi in particular who could, and I know many of you know who it is. It's Plo Koon, who called it Electric Judgment, and it came out a yellowy kind of color, and it was not nearly the same level of power that Blue Force lightning emits. No matter how powerful the Jedi, they just didn't use this attack. It was deemed as a power that would cause one to have dark side thoughts and emotions through its use. Even so, Plo Koon still continued to advance his learning in the attack, even though it was so much weaker. In the Legends novel Darth Plagueis, we have this quote from Plagueis himself when instructing Palpatine on Force lightning for the first time.
A Jedi sufficiently strong in the Force can be trained to produce a facsimile, but not true Sith lightning.
And this is exactly right. The Jedi who did produce a copy of Force lightning was Plo Koon. However, it's not true Sith lightning. It was more like a stun gun, which was due to the Jedi forbidding him from really letting go and hating the enemy, and thus making his attack deadly. And therein lies the difference. Plagueis goes on to tell Palpatine,
Force lightning requires a strength of a sort only a Sith can command, because we accept consequence and reject compassion. To do so requires a thirst for power that is not easily satisfied.
Now, it's this constant thirst for passion that led Palpatine to his death in Episode 6, because his constant hunger for faster and more powerful lightning to fry Luke made him lose sight of Vader's shift in the Force that led him to his tumble down the shaft. And this is what the Jedi were going for. They knew that if you completely let yourself go to the dark side, you'll end up just like Palpatine, where you'll want too much power and then you'll shut out every other sense that you have to be this dogmatic, animal-like monster that's just full of power and rage, but with it, you give up everything else, leaving you vulnerable, which is exactly what you didn't want to happen. Now, in Legends, Luke has used it in the Swarm War, which you saw in the thumbnail. However, that's not even Legends from the film novelization, which is Legends enough, so it's beyond even considerable. Now, lastly, in order to execute Force lightning, you first had to be exposed to it yourself, meaning you needed to be shocked by it. This is what happened to Darth Maul. He was immensely tortured by Palpatine, hung by chains, and electrocuted until he begged for mercy. However, he still never used the power, as he preferred killing his enemies up close and personal.